Hi everyone, it's Kelly from Kellie's Bead Boutique. So do you consider yourself a trendy person? I know I don't. I really couldn't care less what is the newest purse of the week and all that kind of stuff. It's just not who I am. Now I do like to stay on trend though when it comes to jewelry. And one of the things that I'm seeing out there on every platform are the beads that we're going to be using in the piece today. I think they originated in Ghana and now they've been sort of picked up by all sorts of different manufacturers, but they're really fun to use and beautiful. So if you want to see what I'm doing today, come and join me. Okay, so to make our piece today, we're going to be using some of these little polymer clay beads. We're also going to be using a freshwater pearl that has a 2mm hole drilled in it. I'm also going to be using one of our silicone sliders, and this one is the 2mm silicone. We have them in two different sizes, 1 and 2, and I need the 2 for this one because that will accommodate 2 passes of our larger beading chain. I'm also going to be using a couple little tiara cast charms. I've also got some large hole spacer beads. I have some cord ends that we're going to be gluing onto the chain, some jump rings. I have some of our little 2x2 crimp tubes, and I have some crimp covers. And I'm going to be using some Loctite glue. You could use Loctite, you can use GS Hypo or E6000. Any one of those will work well on the metal. And for tools, we're just going to be using our chain nose pliers. We may need our cutters and our bent chain nose pliers. So let's get started. So I have about 12 inches of chain, and that's because you need to get this over top of your hand. So I have a bigger hand, so in order to demo, I need a little bit more, plus I want some dangling. Now, once you get this created, you can adjust the length on this, and you'll see once it's made where you could adjust it. But if you have a tiny little hand, you probably don't want these big long dangles hanging off, so you can just adjust these wherever you need. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on about 1 inch of these little polymer clay beads. And although you probably won't get them in your kit the way that we have them on here, I do find it easier if I just kind of take the inch that I want and then put the chain through, because otherwise these are a little bit hard to, pick up one by one. And when they do fall, I go, oh my gosh, I hate picking these suckers up. And they're all falling out of my hands right now, but we'll get this done. So we're just going to pop those on. I mean, it's not hard to get on there. It's just with my feeble old hands here. And as soon as I start filming these videos, I start sweating. So, everything gets sticky. That's just the way it goes. Okay. Just going to get these last couple on that have fallen. So I'm just going to see how much that looks. I might put a few more on. You'll get enough for your piece. We'll give you plenty of these beads. And they say that these are polymer clay. I don't know what they're made out of, but they're really fun and bright and colorful and super popular right now. So now we're going to take one of our large hole beads and place that on. And then our large pearl. And then we're going to take another large hole bead. And then I'm going to take my next bit of these little polymer clay. So grab that. And maybe we'll figure out a way of putting these in the kit so it won't be so hard to make your piece. Now, you don't have to have exactly the same amount. I mean, I'm not going to go crazy and measure, but I can tell that that looks a little bit less on this side than on this. So I'm going to put a few more on this side. And you can make yours exactly the way you want. So if you only want to have a few of these beads on, you can do that. I just simply make these videos to show you the possibilities, and you can just kind of run with them. Okay, so that's what we're working with so far. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to take the ends of my chain and match them up, and then I want to bring this so that the beads are centered. So I just kind of push these around until they're pretty much centered, and that's kind of what I want. And now you can look at it and see if anything's a little off. And I think I could probably take that green one off there. I just want to try and have them sort of even looking. So I'll just put those together again and kind of lay them in my hand. And those look pretty even on both sides. So now what I want to do is lay it down carefully so nothing moves, because I don't want to move this anywhere. And I'm going to pop on one of these crimps. Now, you don't want to put on a crimp before you do this step, because these holes in the beads are large enough that these crimps will just pop right through the beads. So what I'm going to do is put that on there. Now you probably can't see because it's exactly the same color metal, but I'm going to just put my fingers on this side here so that this doesn't move, and I'm going to just scoot that down so you can see that the crimp is right there. So I don't want it to get covered by these beads or anything, so I'm just going to tip that up so you can see. And now I'm just going to come in with my pliers and I'm just going to give that a little smush. So all I'm trying to do is just kind of smush this down a little bit to stop those beads from flying over top there. Now you will find if you drop this over that it might still come right over top of that crimp. So that's why we're going to be using the crimp covers today. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just kind of slide those down to one end, and I'm going to just put a pair of pliers on it so that they don't all come off. So now what I'm going to do is put on my crimp cover. Now I don't really use these very often, but I've had lots of people ask me how to use them. So the way that I do it is I just pop my crimp cover right over top of my crimp and get it kind of sandwiched in there. And you just want to make sure, there we go, it has to sort of snap in there. So now what I want to do is just take my pliers, and on either side I'm going to just give this a little smush. So I'm just pushing it together. And when I get to that part, when you see it's got, I can't pull this up too much, but let me hold on to that. So when it looks kind of like that, it's kind of like a little Pac-Man thing, if you're old and you know what Pac-Man is. I want to stop right about there, because if I go crazy, I'm going to flatten this out and it's not going to look very nice. So I'm going to come in and just give it a gentle nudge. And then I'm going to come in on the top. And what I'm doing is I'm coming on, so you see there's a split there. So I'm going to come in on the top and push down, and then I'm going to come on the bottom and push it up. So I'm just coming a little bit on the top and pushing down, and then on the other side and pushing down. And I do that in back and forth, and I'm just really gentle with it. So I'm not really putting a lot of force on it. I'm just going sort of gentle. And now you can see I have a fully closed, perfectly round crimp cover. So now I'm going to repeat on the other side. I'm going to take my crimp and I'm going to put it on there. And honestly, these crimps are probably not big enough. They go right through the holes. So you just kind of, I'm just sort of putting that on there to give us a visual of where we're going to be putting our little crimp covers. So I want to put it there. Now you don't want to go too close. You don't want to like smush it right up, because then you're going to end up with something that's rigid. So I'm going to back it off a little bit because I have to leave room for my crimp cover. So I want to bring this crimp back to about there. If you can see that. So I've left a little bit of room there. So I'm just going to kind of smush that down a bit. And then I'm going to take my crimp cover and I'm going to place it over top of the crimp. So you kind of have to jostle it in there. And I find if I work from the bottom, it will kind of snap right in there. So I know it's hard on camera for me. I'm trying to do it so that you can see, but it's not always easy with, you know, camera angles and fingers and everything. So I probably look really awkward, but I'm just trying to snap that in there. And then you can sort of hear it just as soon as it snaps in. So that's seated in there just exactly the way I want. So now I'm going to come in with my pliers on top, and I'm just going to kind of come across and gently give these a little crimp. Now, when I started to do this one, I could see that it was going off center just a bit. So there, I'm just going to bring it back together. And again, these are really awkward angles that I have to do to make it so you can see. So now I've left my little gap, and now I'm going to go in just gently. So on one side, and then on the other, and then on the other. And I just keep going back and forth until that is closed up. And that's what we want. And we do want to have that little tiny bit of a gap, because when it's on, you want it to have that little bit of a fluid sort of movement. And that just kind of gives it a nice little end feature, and it encloses that in there so now it won't come off. So now what you can do is you can look at your ends and see how they're doing, because you know these will float around a little bit and it's not going to be perfect. So I can see that one is off just a little bit more than the other, but I'm actually going to leave it exactly like that, because I want my little dangles that I'm going to put on there to be slightly offset. So you can leave them identical or you can have them offset a little bit. It's completely up to you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take both ends of our chain and we're going to put it through our silicone slider. And everybody always asks me, I can't find your silicone sliders on your website. Where are they? just type in the word silicone. Don't type in slider or anything else like that. Just type in the word silicone and you will come up with the 2 different kinds. Okay, so now we've got our beads and we've got our chain and our slider on there, and we've got these offsets. So again, you can decide however you want to have this. So now what I would do is I would try this on. If you're making it for yourself, I would slide this back a little bit like that and see how much you need to get your hand through. So I have a really large hand. So I need pretty much this full, I have to hold on to it so it doesn't come apart. But I need this pretty much that full amount there. So I know that I can't go pretty much any less than that or else it's going to be super tight. I could trim off a little bit, but let's see if I can get this off without it falling apart now. There we go. So if you've got a tiny little hand, you may end up having to cut off like, quite a bit. So everybody's going to be a little different. So this is more of a hand measurement than a wrist measurement. So if you're making it to sell, you're going to want to make it so that it's going to fit a little bit larger hand. All right, so now I want to put on my little end caps, and these just fit perfectly. But what I want to do is I want to dry fit them, because sometimes what happens when we cut this chain, it might blunt end a little bit. Like on this one, it's got just a little bit of a blunt end. So when I go to put this in there, it doesn't want to go. So I'm going to take my cutters and on just a little bit of an angle, I'm going to give that a trim. So always cover the end, give that a little bit of a trim. And I didn't cut off much, I just cut off the corner of it. And now this should slip on there quite nicely. There we go. Always give your ends just a little bit of a dry fit before you start putting your glue on. So now I'm going to take a little bit of Loctite glue. And I like this one because it's a gel and it works really, really well. So I'm just going to plop a little bit on the end. I guess plop is being my technical term today. You know how I like to come up with good words like that. So I would keep a little bit of paper towel around or something like that. And of course, I never have anything that I need when I'm filming because that would require some thinking in advance. So I don't have any today. So we're going to hope for the best. So I put a little bit of glue on there and I'm going to dry fit that. So now I can see a little bit of extra there. So I'm just going to use my finger and I'm going to pay for that later because I'm going to have glue all over my hands. But that's what we're going to do, is just glue both of these ends on. All right, so you want to make sure that you leave these to dry for a couple hours before you go on to this next step. You will find that this glue does take a little bit longer to set up, but it is nice and strong once it does set up. So I'm going to take one of my jump rings and I'm going to place my plier on the other side of the slit, always having the slit up at the top. And now I'm going to take the back side of my bent chain nose pliers and go on the other side and give a nice little twist. I'm just going to pop that through the end there, and I'm going to add my little charm. Turn these over to make it a little bit easier to do up, and just kind of jiggle it back and forth until it kind of clicks right in there. So now I'm going to repeat and put it through the end and add my little charm. So there you go, there's our completed bracelet. Look how fun that is. I love the colors, and of course I'm such a sucker for a beautiful freshwater pearl, so I love how that one looks. It looks really cute with our little dangles on the bottom, gives a little bit of sort of boho flair to it, so I'm absolutely loving this one. As always, it will be available in kit form on the website. You just go to the drop down menu below this video and it'll take you directly to my fully secure website. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give me a like, leave me a comment. I love to hear from everybody. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure that you do so, as it really does help it out. I want to thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.